Hey guys, I'm going to record two messages this morning. It covers chapter 3 and chapter 4. I'll do each chapter separately. From Rhonda Byrne's The Greatest Secret. And chapter 3 starts out, the reveal continued. And if you go back to chapter 2, what is the reveal? And she asks, are you aware? And the real reveal for most people, at least for me, this is easier for me to put it like this. The reveal is really for you to understand who you are, that you're the limitless ability of God, the unlimited being, the source of all life in a body. It's the spirit, the infinite energy, the presence of God, if you want to call it that. She even talks about that at the end of this chapter. It says, you are awareness, or you could put, I am the unlimited being. I am the presence of God. You're not a person, this limited being aware of something. You're the presence of God that is living out through a mind and a body that's given to you. And that's like a lot of the writers' early thought would say a lot like that. They would say God or the infinite consciousness or the unlimited being that we all are became a limited physical body so that we as a limited physical body could learn to become like God and experience the joy and the beauty of our unlimited being. And that's really what it's talking about. And so that's how I would look at it. You're not a person being aware of something. You are the infinite awareness itself, or you are the infinite presence of God. And that's the whole journey, is to realize we're not this limited. And your mind and your body is not bad. You know, a lot of times the ego really gets a bad rap. You were created this way. You have one. I don't think the love of God, the source of all creation, created you as broken or, oh, shoot, I wish you wouldn't have a mind in the body. Now, you can use the mind in the body to do things that aren't uncomfortable. And everything that you do is to remind you to get back to, hey, wait a minute. I'm not this limited mind in this body. I'm the one who's aware of this mind in the body. I'm the presence of God that can go, oh, I realize I'm having thoughts that I really don't want to experience, and I'm having emotions that don't feel good. But I am the unlimited presence of God that has complete control over those thoughts and emotions. And when I change my thoughts and emotions, it changes to the energy that's coming out of me, that I'm generating out of my heart and mind. And when the energy changes, the material world must change. That's how cool it is. So she gives a three-step process in how to experience awareness or the presence of God. And she starts as asking yourself, well, I'll tell you the three. We're on page 56. Ask yourself, am I aware? Step two, notice awareness. Stay as awareness. So ask yourself, am I aware? She says, don't try to answer the question with my mind. Go, am I aware? Thoughts cannot help you experience awareness. Each time you ask the question, your attention will be taken away from your thinking mind, your analytical mind, to awareness. Well, you will recognize there's a presence of God. There's something always there, this unlimited life source, this unlimited love that I can tap into at any time. And really, all that does, guys, is it slows down the thinking mind. And probably if you're experiencing anxiety, fear, um, negative emotions quite often, that it slows that down and you naturally experience the unlimited being, the peace and harmony and the presence of God, the love of all creation that you are. And it feels so good. And she says, the relief you feel is due to your mind falling into the background. So if you're feeling anxious, if you're feeling overwhelmed, if there's any problem or apparent contraction in your life that things aren't going the way you think they should go, just ask yourself, am I that? Or am I the presence of God that realizes I think I'm having an emotion that doesn't feel good. I'm having a thought that doesn't feel good. And the outside world is just a projection of what's going on inside of me. That kind of goes into the next chapter about the dream world, but we'll cover that in the next message. But it's really realizing, oh, where I'm feeling this contracted emotion, I don't have to try change it. I don't have to fight it. I don't try have to overcome it. The presence of God in me is limitless. It's infinite power. It overcomes everything. Everything dissolves in your presence. And so I just become aware of, oh, I realize I'm having this fearful thought a minute. I'm going to love this fearful thought. It's okay. I love you. I am the unlimited presence of God. And I'm just going to love this thought, which just means I'm just going to allow it to be there and love it. I promise you, you have the choice at any time to experience that emotion of fear or recognize and become aware I'm having that anxious thought, I can choose to love that thought and be the love that I am at any time. So I'm going to allow this to love it. What's really cool is when you notice that awareness, you can feel that unlimited presence, that unlimited joy, that unlimited love, and allow yourself to be that. And step three is stay as awareness. Just stay there. Instead of thinking about everything, just try stay there. It's like, I am the presence of God, and every atom in the universe moves to fulfill my thought. It's amazing. When I don't use my mind and emotions to create what I don't want, thinking about things I don't want, worrying about things I don't want, what if this happens, seeing the world as this must be fixed. Well, doesn't need to be fixed. It's just a reflection of what's going on inside. Everything's fine. I can just change what I'm feeling and thinking. I can be aware that I have ability and place my attention on what I do want and how I can place my attention on love and harmony that's always available in my heart area and experience that. And my outside world will naturally change. It must. And so that's really good. Notice awareness, her step two, she just says by her teacher, there's a fork in every moment to be what you are or what you are not. You're choosing every second. So we have a choice. That's really that process. I can really get good at, oh, I'm experiencing a negative emotion. I'm having a negative thought. Do these feel good? No, they don't feel good, which is how God designed us. So we can then at that moment go, oh, I can be aware that I'm having those thoughts and choose to have a different emotion and just be what I always am, which is the infinite love and the unlimited being that I am. And I can start to experience awareness or experience God that when I just pay attention to what I'm feeling and thinking, I have the ability to change what I'm feeling and thinking at any time. And just go, oh, I'm going to love that uncomfortable feeling a minute. And I'm going to realize that the infinite presence of God, the unlimited being that I am, when I just change my thought and emotion, every atom in the universe moves to fulfill my thought. And I can stay in that, knowing that there's something bigger than all of us, the infinite presence that we really are, that's local. We realize it's in us, but we are also the all. We're the whole thing as well. We are the infinite presence of God, having different experiences through different bodies, through different personalities, etc. And the outside world simply reflects what's going on inside. So that's staying awareness. She says staying as awareness throughout the day is all about where you put your attention. Are you placing it on your thoughts? What am I thinking about? Or am I aware of what I'm thinking and feeling? It's it's subtle, but it's very powerful. I'm not that thought. I'm the one that's aware I had a negative thought. And I'm not that negative emotion. I'm the presence of God realizing, oh, that didn't feel good. I'm the one that's aware of that negative emotion. And so it says this. Seeing as awareness is all about where you put your attention. My teacher suggests a simple way to think about this. Our mind operates as a similar way to the lens of a camera. You all are familiar with that, like where you're focusing the lens, where you can focus in and it zoom out, right? The mind has an automatic zoom function. It focuses our attention on things in detail, just as if you would zoom in with a camera lens for a close-up. The majority of the time, the mind is zoomed in and we are seeing the world through a focused attention, which results in very narrow and distorted perspective of the world. But when you want to take a photograph of a wide open space, you zoom out as wide as you can. In the same way, open your attention wide so you're not focused on any detail. Here's what's amazing, guys. We're designed in a way that we have a mind and we have feelings or emotions, and that combination of the heart and the mind is divinely creative. When we focus in on anything, it'll create that, which is really powerful. So that's why it says if you want to just stay in harmony throughout the day and you don't want to keep creating the life that you don't want, you stay as awareness going, I'm not that negative thought, I'm not the negative emotion. And just by paying attention to it and placing your attention in your heart area, wait a minute. I'm the one that's aware of that negative thought, the negative emotion, and I can choose to just be the love I am in that in this moment at any time. I'm just going to love that negative emotion. I'm going to love how I feel about this situation in a minute. And that true infinite presence of God that you are, since it's not a negative thought and negative emotion, doesn't continue to produce things that are negative and cause negative emotions in you. Your life starts to get more blissful. It's really pretty crazy. That's how powerful you are. So you will feel a sense of relief because awareness is effortless. I always say it like this. If we truly are the unlimited presence of God or the infinite ability of all life source, how long does infinite power and infinite ability take to become infinite power and infinite ability? It doesn't take any time. It is that naturally. So it doesn't take a lot of time. The one that you've mistaken yourself for that wants to make things happen has zero power, meaning I must do all these things, not realizing I have a mind and energy that I can produce out of the heart. And somehow, this is just how the divine design that we are, it it basically bends, molds, and shapes the material world. It's not you, it's the infinite presence of God, the life source of all creation in you doing all the work, guys. This is so big. The one thing you've mistaken yourself for, this limited body and this mind, oh my gosh, I must do all this stuff, or it's not going to happen. This is what I get a lot. Well, you got to do something. Does God have to do something, or is God everything? And he realizes I am the everything. And when I simply have a thought, I realize every atom in the universe moves to fulfill that thought. The one you've mistaken yourself for that wants to make things happen has zero power. Yet it's saying, I need to take care of some things. It's awareness, or you could say it's the spirit of God or the presence of God in me that takes care of everything. Then the quote right below it is just as powerful. The less you, the limited mind and body, versus the presence of God in me does all the work, the less you believe you are the doer, the more you are an unstoppable force for good in the world. That's powerful because we really fall into this trap. We need to bring awareness to this. If all we see and we don't teach people that we can mend and bend this reality we call the physical world and go, we need to bring awareness to this problem, any problem. You actually are the creator of that problem. You add energy to that problem. The better thing to do would be, oh, there's no problem here because I know who I am. I can simply see life how I want it to be, and magically it starts to happen. That's a better way to look at it. And she says this, I used to be a big doer. I prided myself on all my doing capabilities, juggling multiple things at one time. It became my identity. I was the queen of doing. And so, of course, the universe, or the how the whole world is designed, guys, the love of God, flowed to me an unending number of things for me to do because I believed I had to do a lot of work. Flip side of that is just as good. I realize I don't have to do hardly anything, and the world just bends and molds to fulfill my thought. And this is true. But that has all changed because of continuing letting go of what I believe myself to be and staying as the awareness or the presence of God that I am. I'm not only happier than I've ever been, but instead of doing, things just seem to get taken care of naturally without me doing them. If I do end up doing something, it's like I'm not even doing it. It's so effortless. Life becomes miraculous. Here's how I like to say it. You'll end up doing things, guys, but it'll be such a joy. It'll seem natural. It'll just be a thought and an impetus. Oh, I need to go do this. But there's not a stress to it. Like, if I don't do this, it's not going to get done. It's not that at all. It's allowing yourself to enjoy this awareness or this presence of God that when I have a thought and I have an emotion, it's so amazing that I simply have a thought and an emotion. You could call that prayer, you could call that meditation. And I know that I'm loved and supported by the entire universe because this is how God made us. And every atom moves to fulfill my thought. Then when you feel like, oh, I should go do this. I feel like I want to do this. This sounds fun to me. It becomes effortless and fun. And that's really what they're talking about. So the next paragraph, she says, give 5 minutes a day at the very least to putting your attention on the awareness, or you could say, I'm going to allow myself to experience being the presence of God in a body for at least 5 minutes a day. And one of the things that I'm recording this for, as well as everything we're doing with social media, with social goats, is to teach people who they are, that they can do things they never thought possible in their life in 5 minutes a day. Minutes a day. Now you could do it all day, which um, I would recommend doing it, staying as that infinite presence of God all day if you can. Now we all fail at that, so don't beat yourself up, but just go, oh, I'm aware that I fell off the wagon a little bit there, and I started to worry about something I didn't need to worry about, If I simply realize I'm the one that's worrying, I can just allow myself to be the love that I am. It's like, oh, I'm going to love that worry a minute. I realize I'm using these gifts, these divine gifts of a mind and a body that aren't me. They're gifts that I can use to experience life. I'm just going to allow myself to change how I feel and think about that and just experience the love and the presence of all life that's available to me in my heart area at this moment. I'm just going to love this feeling a minute. I'm just going to realize that if I love and welcome how I feel about this challenge, this contraction in my life, oh, wait a minute. The infinite love, the infinite presence of God, I'm just going to love this a minute. I'm going to welcome this. The infinite presence of God is infinite power, so it literally dissolves everything and brings everything into existence to what it is, which is harmony. So he says, if you give this at least 5 minutes a day, putting your attention on awareness, you can do it when you first wake up. You can get it. You can when you get into a bed or at any other time that suits you. If you are as dedicated as I am to having a miraculous life, you will give your attention to awareness more often. But even 5 minutes a day will make an enormous difference to your life. It's that easy. You will reach a point where you know with certainty that you are in the realm of divinity. Or for those who prefer to use the word God, the presence of God, to be in the presence of God or the realm of divinity is beyond the analytical mind, is realizing, oh, I don't have to believe all those negative thoughts. That's just what I've programmed myself, and that's become kind of my norm. But I realized, oh, I'm the one that programmed myself, and who cares where it came from? I just believed something that was untrue about myself. And if I just step back a little bit, become aware that I'm the one having that negative thought, I'm not that negative thought, and I'm not that negative emotion that's causing. I am the unlimited presence of God. I'm going to be aware and love that thought and love that situation a minute. And I'm just going to allow myself to go, isn't it amazing that I can just see exactly how I want it to be? And I realize that the infinite presence of God, the awareness that I am, the consciousness that I am, to use her words, takes care of the whole thing and changes the thing that I was worried about. She says this um, awareness is greater than every single thing it's aware of. Or you could say, everything that we're experiencing is within the presence of God, which is really what we are. And we're the ones, the presence of God, that are outside the whole thing, and everything that we're experiencing is within us. The person is limited, but the presence of God is unlimited, which means everything is possible. Nothing can restrict you. Nothing whatsoever has power over you. Nothing can disturb awareness. No problems can disrupt it. Negativity can't touch it. Wars can't affect you. You, as the awareness or the presence of God, are always safe, always well. You're always untouchable, unharmable, imperishable. What would there be to threaten you? You contain everything. You are the presence of God, or you are everything. To the best of your ability, begin to stay as that awareness that you are by putting your attention on awareness so you can live and have a wondrous life. Here's what's so cool about the whole thing. You'll realize that I am the infinite presence of God in a body. The world is not happening to me, the world is happening as me. I'm the one I realize I'm having that negative thought. I'm the one that's realizing I'm having that anxiousness. And all the world is doing is reflecting it. So I can just allow myself to love myself. Oh, I'm just going to love that negative thought a minute. I'm going to love the situation I am. And then I can simply change it to here's what I really, just for a moment, you can see everything resolving itself into the best way possible for you, knowing that you don't have to go do it. You'll experience it, you'll walk through it, but you're not the doer. You're not the one having to do it all. You can just go, how good would it feel knowing that I can simply picture or see and feel what I want to feel as if it was true. And the love and support of all creation takes that thought and that mind, I thought that mind and that feeling, or the heart and the mind, it generates this new energy. And I know that I can trust that there's a love and support greater than me. It is me. That's a little tricky, but it's really true. And I can just feel how good it feels knowing that all my prayers have been answered. And mysteriously, the world seems to bend and shape and mold to what I'm doing. That's the unlimited presence of God and staying in the awareness that you are.